Elaine Bayless. I am your empowerment coach with Elaine Bayless Coaching. And I'm going to talk about my blog post today, which is all about acceptance. So acceptance is one of the key steps in my limiting beliefs transformation process. And I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot in my webinar on Wednesday. So if you haven't gone to my webinar, be sure to sign up today, soulcourse.com/webinar. So I want to talk about how do you accept reality, especially when reality is not what you want. That's a real important piece. And if you can't find a way to accept and even embrace whatever is currently your reality, you really may have trouble releasing the self-defeating language that you have around that. So it's important to go ahead and find a way to reach acceptance. And there's a lot of cliches out there, grin and bear it. It is what it is. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Bloom where you're planted. All these sayings and cliches that suggest it's willpower or faith, and that's all it takes. You just need more willpower and more faith. And that's, at a deeper level, acceptance only comes with real clarity and real honesty. And that's what I want to talk about today. So when I'm working with a client and I encourage them to accept the reality of their situation, I'm not doing it in a blaming way, I'm not doing it in a guilt-inducing kind of way, and I'm not encouraging them to just make the best of a bad situation. I want them to get really honest about what is real and what do you want to do about it, and take action or accept. And when we get clear about what we truly value and what we're willing to do, acceptance becomes a really palatable option. But it only gets there when we get really honest and really clear about what we truly value and what we're willing to do. And the example I use is weight. Most women do struggle with weight. Now, it's not because most women need to struggle about our weight. It's that we're conditioned to struggle with our weight. I haven't met a woman yet who wasn't concerned about her weight, and I have met women that I would kill to have their body. But we all worry about our weight. So right now I weigh 160 pounds. I'd rather weigh 150. I'd rather weigh more like 130, 140, but 150 is my goal. And so, what is real about my weight? Am I fat? Am I overweight? Actually, medically speaking, I'm not overweight. My doctor has no concerns about my weight. This is purely for appearance. What is factual about my weight is that my clothing fits better and I'm happier with my body when I weigh 150 pounds. That is what is real. Okay, so for me, this 10 pounds that I'd like to lose weight, it's all appearance. It's all what I personally want. Now in January, I weighed 160 pounds and I was going to attack it. I had a plan in place for exercise. I was totally going to get this knocked out. And then I tripped and fell and I bruised my rib. And that really hurts. If you've ever bruised or broken a rib, you know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. And there's literally nothing you can do. There is no treatment for it. You just have to rest and let it heal. And that shifted my reality. That actually changed the reality of my situation. So I sat down and I thought about, what am I committed to? Now, it was really tempting for me to say, I am not a quitter. This is just a little pain. I'm going to power through and lose this weight. I can do it. I should be able to do it. That's how I operate a lot of times. And I know that's how some of you operate too, right? We're not quitters. We're tough. When the going gets tough, the tough get going, right? But I sat down and I was really honest about my situation. And I said, okay, here's the reality. The reality is that the only reason I want to lose weight is for my appearance. However, my physical resources are limited because I'm injured. I don't have as much energy or as much stamina as I did before I bruised my rib. I'm committed to cooking 4 nights a week for my family. And I have a 3-year-old who loves to be picked up and cuddled. And I love picking her up and cuddling her. And when I thought about those two commitments to my family versus this appearance commitment, I personally decided that my family was more important. I'm not saying that I did the only right thing or that I'm some noble person for choosing my family over my appearance. No! Get that out of your heads, okay? This was my decision. I decided I'm going to take my limited physical resources and I'm going to invest them in my family. I'm going to let the weight be on the back burner. I'm going to accept my weight as what it is because I know that that's what works best for me and my commitments right now. So what you have to do when you're faced with reality you don't like, you want to really get clear. What is the cost of changing that reality? Are you willing to pay that cost? I was not. The cost for me would have been a much longer healing time. I potentially could have injured myself very badly while exercising when I had a bruised rib. So it was a cost to my health. It definitely would have limited the amount of time, the amount of physical interaction I had with my daughter. It would have limited the amount of healthy meals I prepared. So overall, the cost was not something I was willing to pay. Now, if we were talking about a health issue, that would be a totally different conversation. And this is what I like to work with all of you guys is, what is the reality? And let's just get really honest. Are you willing to change the reality? Are you willing to pay that cost? If you're not, then just say, hey, look, this is not the weight I want to be at, but this is the weight I'm going to be at because I'm committed to these other things. So if you're ready, if you know the cost of changing and you are ready to make those changes, great. Work with me. I have a fantastic weekly accountability program. It's awesome. It's for people like you who know exactly what you want. You have your goals. You just need someone to kind of, keep you accountable to doing that. Sign up. The website's going to be somewhere on this screen. I haven't put it together yet. So sign up for that. If not, then, why don't you give me a call? Schedule yourself a breath of fresh air. Go to talkwithelaine.com and schedule a breath of fresh air, and we can talk about it. And last but not least, I would love to see all of you on my webinar, which is coming up this Wednesday, April 22nd. So go ahead and visit my website, soulcourse.com/webinars. I look forward to talking with you. Have a great day.